Hey, hello everyone. I'm going to be reading October 9 readings from Hope for Today, One Day at a Time, and Al-Anon and Courage to Change. October 9th reading is from page 283 on all three books. Feel free to follow along with me if you have the books. Also, you can also listen. Okay, I'm going to read the first passage from Hope for Today. My higher power gives me situations where I can choose to grow or not to grow. These situations seem to occur more frequently when I practice the Al-Anon principles. They usually involve unresolved issues with my family and reappear in the form of conflicts with colleagues, friends, and neighbors. These conflicts tend to repeat until I gather the awareness, courage, self-love, and the willingness through the 12 steps to stop suffering. Then I can live life in a different way with healthier attitudes and choices. When I faced people who reminded me of the alcoholic behavior in my childhood home, I used to be so afraid that I panicked, ran away, or shut down. This behavior perpetuated my old cycle of suffering. I didn't realize I was actually having flashbacks from my alcoholic upbringing and that my reactions to these people were extreme, as if I were still that frightened little girl. Today, when I'm faced with unhealthy and unacceptable behavior, I don't run away. I use a program to help me. I remember to stop and think. I use my intellect instead of my emotions before responding. I detach from the person or situation until I can calm down and think rationally. I call my sponsor or diffuse my emotions and help me figure out which program tools apply. When I apply my Al-Anon wisdom in these types of situations, unacceptable behavior comes into my life less frequently. When I'm willing to let my higher power help me face my problems today in a healthier manner than I did in the past, I'm not as likely to recreate them. Thought for the day. If I don't take the time to recover from the past, I'm bound to repeat it. Excuse me. Thanks to Al-Anon, I can talk to and understand people better, and I live what I call a happy, normal life. From Al-Anon, Hope for Children of Alcoholics, page 78. So, this passage is a good reading for about choices. It says where I can choose to grow or not to grow. My higher power gives me situations where I can choose to grow or not to grow, and also detachment and awareness. It says when I'm faced with unhealthy and unacceptable behavior, I don't run away. I use a program to help me. I remember to stop and think. I use my intellect instead of my emotions before responding, and also detaching with love. I detach from a person or situation until I can calm down and think rationally. And using sponsorship, I call my sponsor to diffuse my emotions and help me figure out which program tools apply. I like this. I'm willing to let my higher power help me face my problems today in a healthier manner. So facing my problems today in a healthier manner than in the past, which I probably did it in a toxic manner. Okay, I'm not as likely to recreate them. The thought for today, if I don't take the time to recover from the past, I'm bound to repeat it. I can talk to and understand people better, and I live what I call a happy, normal life. Yeah. This is funny because this movie just came out lately, Joker, and I saw a movie. I saw like a commercial about Harley Quinn and Joker, and about how Harley was saying that normal is just a setting on the dryer, and so basically I've been in that kind of a relationship where it's toxic and I like how Al-Anon is helping me live in a way that's not toxic. Um, Actually, there's hope. I think my experience, strength, and hope personally is a silver lining to that, because I am still with the person with the qualifier. Um, so yeah, luckily applying the Al-Anon program, he saw me work the Al-Anon program. I mean, it's different for everyone else, and he, stayed in his program. And so what used to be our toxic relationship, I used to have that with this same person that I know now. So we were able to flip that toxic relationship that we had into a more balanced one, a healthier one. The only thing is, it takes a lot of work, like a lot of personal work. I started to just let go, detach with love, and work on myself. And when I think I inspired him so he can work in his own program. I definitely am not perfect. Still, mess up here and there, a little bit, but not as much. And when two people work their program and own their part, a toxic relationship still has a potential to be a healthy relationship. Don't get me wrong, it's a day-to-day thing. I definitely don't do it perfect. But I think I'm a witness to what a higher power, my personal higher power, has done in my life. So moving on to one day at a time. Anyways, saying that, I've been to a couple of therapists, and some of them said that there's no way that this relationship is going to be healthy, because most likely it doesn't work, it falls apart, blah blah. But then I also went to a spiritual, just like the 12-step rooms, just like Al-Anon, spiritual perspective of it. And I find that most of the issues in life is spiritual in nature. And people take all kinds of things, drugs, and all kinds of unhealthy coping mechanisms to cope with it, when really in nature there 90% of human affairs is spiritual. um I'm just gonna leave it at that. So moving on, I'm reading from One Day at a Time, October 9, page 283. When we speak of miracles happening in Al-Anon, we often include among these the entry of a spouse into AA and sobriety. This is indeed a miracle, but it is not our miracle. It is the alcoholic's. It is not our business, nor has it ever been, to watch over him, worry about his sobriety, see that he doesn't drink, that he goes to the right number of AA meetings. If we continue the techniques of management and supervision that did so much to make a mess of life during the drinking days, we're headed for trouble. We can and should be grateful on his behalf, but our business is with Al-Anon and ourselves. This wonderful program will help us make something of our own lives. Our responsibility to the alcoholic is to let him manage his own sobriety and to be gentle, courteous, and cooperative. Today's reminder. The AA member, however close to me, is the concern of his friends in AA. He must be left free to follow the program in his own way. If I am truly grateful, I will keep hands off. Quote, study to be quiet and to do your own business, and confuse not the business of others with your own. So this is a really good segue with what I was just commenting from the other reading. And so, yeah, feel free to repeat, to push back that button and repeat what I just read. Though I don't want to make this too long, I am going to go to Courage to Change, page 283. I used to think of God as my adversary. We were engaged in a battle of wills, and I wasn't about to let down my guard. You can imagine how quickly this attitude led me to hit a hard emotional bottom. I came to Al-Anon, but I was reluctant to admit that I was powerless. I knew it was true. I had obviously failed to conquer alcoholism, but I wasn't going to submit to my enemy. I'm so grateful to Al-Anon for helping me learn to surrender. It took a long time, but I finally realized that surrender does not mean submission. It means I'm willing to stop fighting reality, to stop trying to do God's part, and to do my own. When I gather flowers or marvel at nature's wonders, I do not lose face. When I concede that I am not in control, so it is with everything in my life. The best way I've found to invite serenity is to recognize that the world is in good hands. Today's reminder. Today, I can be grateful that the earth will continue to resolve without any help from me. I'm free to live my own life, safe in the knowledge that a higher power is taking care of the world, my loved ones, and myself. Quote, the first step prepares us for a new life, which we can achieve only by letting go of what we cannot control, and by undertaking, one day at a time, the monumental task of setting our world in order through a change in our own thinking. From One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. So, yeah, that last reading is definitely summarizes my whole experience. I had obviously failed to conquer, but I wasn't going to submit to my enemy. I like how this reading echoes, I'm appreciating the little things. It says, when I gather flowers or marvel at nature's wonders, I do not lose face when I can see that I am not in control. So it is with everything in my life. The best way I've found to invite serenity is to recognize that the world is in good hands. Oh my gosh, that phrase feels so freeing. It's just so light as a feather. We can achieve only by letting go of what we cannot control, and by undertaking, one day at a time, the monumental task of setting our world in order through a change in our own thinking. So I've been going to the program for a while now, and the longer I'm in the program, I think the more I heal. And I hope the same with you as well. Again, Al-Anon is not allied with any sect, denomination, or political entity. We are anonymous. And so I would advise that you go to 12-step meetings. They have phone meetings available as well. They have online meetings. Meetings are everywhere, nationwide, even international meetings, different languages. Find a sponsor if you don't already have one. And buy some Al-Anon conference-approved literature, because that really helps me a lot. So, right, God bless. Hit the subscribe button. Send me a little comment. And I hope I see you in the future videos or audio backgrounds. Thank you and God bless. Bye.